Hi, I'm Nicholas Briggs, and this is The Sirens of Audio.
Without me, there would be no new Doctor Who reviews. You and our fellow podcasters and Who-tubers would still be obsessed with the television show, as limited and unfulfilling as those episodes you now so mercilessly attack.
You knew your podcast was niche.
Niche, yes, but I soldiered on, and I did not expect to be abandoned. Many thousands of hours ago, when I started this podcast, the TV series was then a star, until it arranged its own self-detonation.
You were the audiophile. It was your duty.
It was an honor, or so I thought then. I was to be the one to create the podcast that would give us mastery over good storytelling.
Well, you succeeded. And you are revered for it.
Revered? Here? I was abandoned.
The histories say that you were lost in the new YouTube algorithm.
I was sacrificed to that algorithm. I generated those episodes, and for what? To be blown out of existence into this black corner of the internet? My brothers became Who-tubers and streamers, but I was abandoned and forgotten.
No, not forgotten. All these years I've been subscribed and honoured you as my favourite podcast.
Subscribed? You should have clicked the notification bell!
G'day audiophiles, this is The Sirens of Audio, the show that explores the universe of Doctor Who and other cult TV in the audio medium. My name's Dwayne.
And my name's Philip. G'day Dwayne, g'day audiophiles.
Oh, that's not fair, Philip. That's not fair.
It's not nice.
Absolutely not fair. And you see how I'm holding my hands like this and doing gestures like this? Well, that is because we have Big Finish First Doctor actor himself with us today as our special guest, Stephen Noonan. Hey, Stephen, you're back. Good to have you.
Hello. Have I just appeared on the? Was I there all the time, looking gormless?
You just appeared. Like
Wow. Hello there. Good morning. How lovely to be here.
Excellent.
Nice to see you.
So, Stephen, you are with us today because there has been a release recently from Big Finish, which features you as the First Doctor, and that is the release called Halloween, Sea Smoke and Other Stories. I love the way your story, Sea Smoke, got on the title. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later on.
In spite of the fact that you're the only person who's heard it.
Right, all the way through anyway, yes.
We can all talk about anything though, Stephen.
That is true. Absolutely right.
And since we have you here, we've got to talk about your performance in particular as well. But not only that, we're going to do a bit of a quiz. I know you love your Doctor Who trivia quizzes, Stephen, and you've been kind enough to put one together for us. And later on in the show, we're going to be talking about, well, because the Halloween set was supposed to be scary stories, we're going to be talking about all things Doctor Who and scary stories, particularly with the recent release of season 13 on Blu-ray as well, which I'm still working my way through. Amazing set it is too. Absolutely amazing. So that should be good. Looking forward to the trivia, which, why don't we do the trivia down the rabbit hole? Let's go. Okay, Stephen, we're down the rabbit hole. What do you have in store for us with your Doctor Who trivia?
Is the quiz down the rabbit hole?
It is down the rabbit hole.
And have we gone down the rabbit hole?
Anything could happen.
Have we gone down the rabbit hole with the Ice Warriors music?
Did you not notice?
Did you notice?
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah. Sorry, I must be going down.
Actors.
Okay. So yes. What I got here,
Stephen, can I just confirm? You are an audio actor, aren't you? And you actually do, the voice work, and people add sound effects and things later, or does it all happen live?
Yeah, they always edit the bit out where I once again have forgotten how it all works. It just happened then because it's so miraculous. When I listen back to it, I can't believe that it wasn't happening at the time. So yeah, there we are.
Take it away, Stephen.
This is a themed quiz, and the theme is because we were intending to talk about scary Doctor Who
and super creeps.
All Doctor Who should be scary Doctor Who, in my opinion. But there we are. So basically, there's a question on every single story that my son found frightening. First of all. And then, oh no, not New Who. It's all Doctor Who, apparently, and then on the ones that I found frightening.
Okay.
So we'll start with the later ones. These are quotations. So there's a quotation from every one of these stories. That these are the ones that gave my son a nightmare.
So how are we going to do this? Are we going to take it in turns, Philip and I, or turns of getting a first shot?
I think just who we get in first, we even get us. I know Stephen's quizzes. I find them so hard.
I think we should. Why don't we take it in turns?
Okay.
And if one doesn't know it, you can throw it to the other one.
Okay.
So these are from the stories that if I would get a phone call from Sam's mother to say he had a nightmare, and how dare you frighten my innocent child, to coin a phrase, and I'd think brilliant, it's still doing its job of scaring the little buggers to death. Okay, so this is a quotation. I won't give you clues by doing impressions of the actors, or actually some of them I can't anyway. So this one is from a 21st century Doctor Who story, and the quotation is, "They wouldn't say boo to a goose. They're more likely to give the goose their car keys and bank details."
Matt Smith?
That's the quotation.
Is it a Matt Smith story?
It's not a Matt Smith. Whose question is this, by the way?
Dwayne's.
Oh, it's mine, is it?
It's Dwayne.
I believe that quote is possibly from Under the Lake or the After the Flood. One of those, and it's referring to the Tivoli.
Absolutely spot on. Very, very good indeed. Very good.
Which one is it?
Yes. It's Under the Lake. It's the first episode.
Very scary episode, that one.
It was the one.
I think it's one of the scariest.
Yeah, it was. Sam was very impressed with that. I mean, was so impressed that he didn't sleep and was terrified by it. And that was always delighted me when my son had the bejesus scared out of him by Doctor Who. But it's one that I thought was excellent as well.
It wouldn't say boo to a goose. More likely to give the goose their car keys and bank details.
Okay, this is for Philip.
Great.
And the quotation is, "Try, nano brain, to rise above the reproductive frenzy of your noisy little food chain and contemplate friendship. A friendship older than your civilization and infinitely more complex."
Is it the Saloon story? No.
Saloon?
Silurians.
Oh, right. I was going to say, no, it's a hatchback story. It's not a Silurian story. No, it's not. I'm wondering if I should give any clues at this point.
Well, I've got no hope.
It sounds like something Capaldi would say. I'm on the right track.
You're in a sense on the right track, yeah.
So it's not something Capaldi would say, but it is in the Moffat era.
And this is the fires of Pompeii.
It's not the fires. You've gone cold. ironically enough.
There you go. See, all these people at home are just screaming at us for how little we know.
Well, we haven't got onto classic yet, so that's.
Well, they won't be screaming about how little I know.
No, I know that. They'll know how brilliant you are.
I've got it all written down here.
You just show how clever you are all the time.
I know. Terrible, isn't it?
No,
but if you wrote a quiz, you could play the same trick on them, couldn't you?
Clue.
Let me give you a clue. Okay. So the line is try nano brain to. Okay. The line before, or just a couple of lines before, is we are Time Lords, not animals. We're Time Lords, not animals. Try nano brain to rise above the reproductive frenzy of your noisy little food chain and contemplate friendship.
Is that the master speaking then? So it's the last David Tennant story. Is it? No.
But think about Dwayne having been on the right lines.
Okay, I think I have it.
Go on then.
I think it's Missy from World Enough and Time.
Well,
am I correct?
You're correct in Missy, but it's not. It's the Magician's Apprentice. To
Clara.
To Clara in one of your hot countries in the square under the frozen aircraft, and the particular moment that scared Sam, and then when he saw it again, he knew the moment was coming up. And I didn't have a settee in the room I showed. There's a swivel chair, and he ran behind the swivel chair and hid behind the swivel chair. I thought, oh, they do hide behind furniture. I thought that was a myth because I don't remember hiding behind the settee. And it was, although he found the whole story quite frightening, but it was the moment when the hand mine pulls the soldier down.
Oh, that is terrifying.
The whole hand mine scene, and and it's interesting watching Doctor Who with a child. So he was about 8 at the time, and sort of seeing vicariously, what it is that they still find frightening about. It's fascinating to see, to have that experiment of
experiment your child.
Watching it objectively, watching them going through exactly what you were going through, what one was going through as a child at that age, and the delight of seeing what it looks like,
Try nanobrain to rise above the reproductive frenzy of your noisy little food chain and contemplate friendship. A friendship older than your civilization and infinitely more complex.
I need to keep the scores. So there's Dwayne and Philip. So it's Dwayne 2, Philip 0 so far.
Love.
Okay. Yeah, let's call it. Do you know why it's love in tennis?
That's French.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, it's French originally, yeah.
I don't know. Why is it love?
You see, you just take it for granted. You watch Wimbledon probably every year and everybody just accepts it.
Well, it's about a clock. I know it used to be measured on a clock.
Because we all used to speak French in the Middle Ages, and the French for egg is l'œuf. And an egg was thought to look like a zero. So it's a l'œuf. It's 30 egg, basically, is what you're saying.
Okay.
But we are digressing. Okay, so we do okay. And who's this for?
Dwayne.
Okay.
My turn.
Are
we still in 21st century?
We are this. Oh, do you want me to mix it? Do you want me to mix it up and go back into the classics?
No, let's just get it over with.
So we know
It'll
where we
just
are.
confuse me. This is quite a short quotation, and it is: "I hate robots. Did I say? I hate robots. I hate robots. Did I say?"
Would it be Robot of Sherwood?
No. Throw it over to as you're doing so well. Why don't you throw it over to Philip? And I can give him a massive clue.
Oh, you go on.
I hate robots. Did I say? I hate robots. Did I say?
Does Dwayne know what it is?
Well, I know you're doing the 10th Doctor, and I was
Yes.
sincerely hoping you were avoiding the 10th Doctor era. But
this is a solid gold masterpiece. This story.
it's got to. Don't you dare tell me it's the Star Beast.
It's
Don't
not
you
the
dare.
Star Beast.
Good.
There are no questions from the most recent era.
Okay.
Because Sam
No, what's
wasn't
this?
frightened by them.
Well, that's disappointing. But anyway, no, I don't
Let's
know.
keep it-
I hate
keep it-
robots.
Keep it with Philip. Okay, keep it with Philip. What is the think of the stories which have got robots that might be irritating him.
Voice is damned.
It's
No.
not.
No, okay. With
Think
the
of
robots.
think of a story. Okay, one last clue. A couple of
It's
lines
a scary
later.
one. A scary one.
Okay,
Waters of Mars.
He's right. It is Water of Mars. I was going to give him a last clue, which is a line a couple of lines later. Oh, dogs, that's different.
Oh yeah,
so-
of course. 10 on. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I do. I remember. I do actually remember the line now.
Yeah, it's Gadget.
I hate robots, did I say?
Okay. And that is a scary story. The flood really scared
The
Sam.
flood is-
But I remember
scared me
seeing
too.
when I wasn't scared by it, but I thought, oh, that's Doctor Who at the time. You know, when
I
that
think
one
it's the
came
only
out.
the only truly scary story that RTD wrote.
But he didn't write it alone, of course.
Oh, it was Phil Ford, wasn't it?
Phil Ford. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, next one up, and who's this? Oh, this is back to Dwayne again, isn't it? Okay, and the line is another quite short line. I never land on Sundays. Sundays are boring.
Can I get a yes or no if it's Capaldi?
Throw it over to Philip. You're doing too well to give you clues, Dwayne.
I definitely know the line. I'm pretty sure it's David Tennant as well, isn't it?
Oh, I never land on Sundays. Sundays
Yeah.
are boring.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay.
From his teeth.
It is indeed. And okay, so here's another clue. It's a really scary one, or
Is it
renowned
Blink?
to be scary. No.
I mean, the family of
You've
blood.
got okay. One last clue. You've got the writer right.
Okay, so it's Stephen Moffat. Okay. Sundays are boring. Is that Lady Pompadour? Is it no? No. Or it's Sons of the Library.
Yes. Should we, there you go.
Well, eventually. It sounds like okay. That's scary.
It's at the beginning of the sign. It is scary. I was unnerved by it actually. I do think it's ingenious.
I never land on Sundays. Sundays are boring.
This is your question now, Philip. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is that right?
Yes,
I
it
can
is
never
right.
keep track of where.
Yeah, it is. Yep. 3-1 at the moment.
Okay. Let me see. I've given myself various options here of which quotation to. And I'm thinking I
need
might
all of
give
them.
you. I might need all of them. Okay. The line is, finally run out of corridor. There's a life summed up.
Finally ran out of corridor.
Yeah.
Is that Ood? Is it
No. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I'll give you the other.
You go, give me all the quotes.
quotations. The day it's funny. The day you lose someone isn't the worst. At least you've got something to do. It's all the days they stay dead.
Well, that's a good line.
It is a good line.
Go on, Dwayne. You know what he's done, you?
No, I need more clues.
Okay, right. We'll stick with Philip and give him a couple more quotations.
I'll put my hand
We'll
up
get
when
it.
I've got it.
Okay.
Why is it always me? Why is it never anybody else's turn? Can't I just lose just this once?
Is that the Doctor or someone else?
I'm not giving you any. I'm giving about 15 bloody quotations here. Why is it always me? Why is it never anybody else's turn? Can't I just lose just this once?
Is it the end of time? Part 2.
No.
Can't I lose just this? It sounds like something maybe the 11th Doctor would say.
Okay, back to Philip. I'll give you what? I'm going to give Philip one last quotation. Okay, and then.
Does it include the title? That'd be helpful.
Pardon? Does
it includes the title? That'd be really helpful.
I think that there's a quotation that almost includes a title, but I'm not going to give you that. As you come into this world, something else is also born.
That is Capaldi. Is that where he gets grabbed? Listen. No.
Dwayne?
No idea on that one. I have to pass.
Well, after all those quotations?
Yeah, they sound fantastic.
Okay,
absolutely great.
It's only the story that was voted the best story of all time by Doctor Who magazine recently.
Oh, well, that was garbage. That was nonsense.
Well, Nick Briggs agrees with you.
You're not talking about Heaven Sent, are you?
Heaven Sent. They're all from Heaven Sent, yeah. They're all from Heaven Sent. And I included because it scared the hell out of my son. The veil that he had recurring nightmares about that.
The only problem with Heaven Sent is it only works once, and then once you've seen it and you know what's coming, it never works again.
No, but actually, when I rewatched it yesterday to find these quotations, because I don't incidentally know it chapter and verse. It might surprise you. I was actually listening to these lines and going, oh, the sort of philosophical, dare I say, profundity in it that I hadn't detected because I wasn't listening to the dialogue attentively enough. So I was finding intellectual interest in it that hadn't landed quite as hard. Partly actually because like lines like "the day you lose someone isn't the worst. At least you got something to do. It's all the days." Because my mother died recently, and various other. That's been a year of extraordinary numbers of deaths. That was a line that, you know, at different points in your life,
it gets
particular thoughts, you know, can affect you in different ways, can't they? So I was finding it's sort of.
I do think it's a tour de force for Peter Capaldi's acting, and I do think it's a brilliant writing. But I do think there's no way it's the best Doctor Who story.
Anyway, there we are.
My turn.
Yep.
Spectacular failure for everybody.
The day you lose someone isn't the worst. At least you've got something to do. It's all the days. They stay dead.
Okay. Right, this.
There's a reason why Doctor Who guests like me. It's because I can't do any of this stuff.
Why Doctor Who
guests like me? Yeah, because I can't nerd out with all this stuff.
Oh, I see. Is that why the people who've been in it don't like you? Because
do like me?
That's because you're like them.
Yeah.
You haven't a clue what the fans are talking
what's
about.
Going on half the time.
Okay, this is a very short quotation, very short indeed, and the line is, "Bit ITV." Whose question is this? Is this Dwayne's?
Right.
It is mine.
Yeah.
Bit ITV.
Bit ITV.
There's a modern story, common or modern companion at least.
Do you know the answer, Philip?
No. I'm narrowing it down by logic.
I've got no idea. No idea.
Okay. If I gave you the previous line, it would give it away.
Go on then.
Okay. Once again, it's a story that is so frequently cited as one of the greatest stories of all time, and it's by the same writer. And
a bit ITV. That does sound like Blink.
It is. Well done.
Oh, okay.
It's that when they're climbing over the gates, and Kathy Nightingale says, "Sparrow and Nightingale. That so works." And Carey Mulligan says, "Bit ITV."
ITV.
I remember when I first saw it, I thought that amused me, that line.
That is one of the best Doctor Who shows ever.
It is good. I'm rewatching it again. I was staggered by how good it was. Not having seen it for a while. And
you're right. Tennant's hardly in it.
Tennant is barely in it, too. But he's brilliant in it. Those
is amazing. He's a great actor, and I love him.
Well, I agree. There's another one here.
To me, Stephen.
Oh, sorry. Okay, right. Okay. Didn't realise this was a private squabble. So
it's not private. It's well known.
It's very public squabble. Thousands of people are aware of this one.
Okay, who's this for?
Me.
Okay, this line is: "I'm not going to lie to you. This will not be good. You will go through hell. But you will come through it, and I will be waiting on the other side."
So that's the Doctor's companion?
Yep.
Is this Yep.
Yeah. Good start.
I'll lie to you. Is it Capaldi, Doctor?
You're absolutely spot on there.
Okay, Clara, he's talking to?
You've gone slightly less warm.
Okay.
It's not Clara.
So it's Billy then. Oh. Go through hell. Oh, he said we're enough for time.
No. But nice try, because it could be. But it's not. It's another story where she goes through hell.
Is that the one with the monks? Is it a monk story?
No.
Is that her first story?
No.
Okay.
You're gradually running out of series.
That's 7 now. That's 7 stories down now.
Yeah. Do you want another go?
There's not many left. I'm trying to think of the scary stories in that season. There's the knock, but
this was the one that scared Sam the most in this season.
Okay. Well, was that knock then with all the creatures or the?
No, I think you've had enough now because there's only like 2 left.
What's left, Wayne?
Inside the Dalek?
No, that isn't even in the same season. You should get a point deducted for that.
Go on then.
We're left now with either. Hang on.
Shall I give you a massive? Shall I give you a
there
massive?
Was the pilot.
Do you want a clue? Do you want to?
Cold.
Do you want a clue with the title in the quotation?
Yeah, go on.
Oxygen is available for personal use only.
Yes,
at competitive prices. That really scared Sam. The zombies, the oxygen zombies.
Really I watched the whole season recently, but I actually skipped Oxygen. I don't know why.
I think it's good.
Let's go back and watch it. It's just I think I ran out of time. I don't know why I missed it, but I just missed it.
Maybe as a devout capitalist, you object to its message. And who's
nobody so well not.
You will go through hell, but you will come through it, and I will be waiting on the other side.
So the Sea Devils. Oh, I've given.
This is my question.
What am I doing? You see, you're distracting me now. There's some sort of mesmerism you approach on me. Right. Well, never mind. I'll shuffle them. So So the first one.
Okay. So back to classic now, are we? Yay.
We're done. Those are the stories that scared Sam the most.
Okay.
The Waters of Mars, Silence in the Library, Blink, all those stories have.
I wouldn't let my kids watch Waters of Mars. I thought it was too scary for them.
Yeah, I agree. It still is. It's great.
But there's no such thing as too scary. Who are you, Mary Whitehouse?
Well, I just thought it was a bit dumb.
The thing that Kate totally freaked out by Prisoner Zero. You know, Prisoner Zero is alive. She's
your daughter.
She had nightmares about that for months.
Yeah. Well, that is scary. There's a lot of Moffat's brilliant at
scaring
little buggers to death. You know.
Yeah, good on him.
He is the sort of 21st century Robert Holmes. Okay. Here's a quotation. Oh, do you want a musical one first?
Yeah, go on.
Who's this for? Okay. Is it this for you, Dwayne? Philip? Is this Philip?
Me? Yeah.
Philip. Okay, I'm going to take the earphone off. You've got to get. What is this music cue from?
Okay.
These are all the ones that scared me, by the way. All right.
I don't know better with the season though, but we'll see.
Look at that, it's zooming in on the Fourth Doctor's face when you did that.
It's zoomed in on Tom at the appropriate time.
Oh, did it? That's hilarious.
So it was the Ark in Space.
It was, but it wasn't your question. Philip didn't know.
No, that's okay.
He passed it on.
So good.
He passed it on.
Okay, it is absolutely. It is the Ark in Space. Absolutely.
Yes.
Now it's my question.
Where is the cue in the Ark in Space? But where is the music?
Right at the very beginning.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
And now it's we'll go to a quotation for Dwayne. Okay. Doctor, what are you doing? I'm
every episode since 1963.
There's more. I'm reversing the polarity of my ultrasonic screwdriver's power source, thereby converting it into an extremely powerful electromagnet. Oh. What good will that do? You wait and see, Joe.
Oh, well, there's a clue.
Well, it was obvious with reverse the polarity. It was John Pertwee.
Yeah, exactly. I think the clue was in the very first line. But which story?
Well, would it possibly be the Sea Devils?
No.
Oh, it was shuffled away, was it?
But that, exactly. I wasn't going to leave it that close to where I made the mistake.
I'm reversing the polarity of my ultrasonic screwdriver's power source, thereby converting it into an extremely powerful electromagnet.
Oh. What good will that do?
You wait and see, Joe.
That's very good, can I just say? What an amazing Third Doctor you do.
Is it still my go?
Yeah.
Can I take a guess on Carnival of Monsters?
It's incorrect. Throw it to Philip.
Okay.
That's a shame. That would have been my next guess. When does he use electric power?
This is very close to one of the bits that really, really scared the hell out of me as a child. This scene.
What would have scared you as a child? Nothing. The Time Monster.
Do you want another quotation for a clue?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. I haven't got one written down. I'm just trying to think.
Well, by a rather brilliant last-minute course correction, I managed to materialise the TARDIS inside the spaceship.
It is the time monster.
No.
Oh, inside the spaceship. Oh, it's Frontier in Space.
It is very good.
Wow.
What scared you?
There aren't that the bloody Ogrons scared the living excrement out of me. Absolutely terrifying.
Have you seen the Day of the Daleks as well or not?
This is a fascinating question because when they say your friends are here, because it was the Ogrons burning through into the cargo thruster, the cargo thruster, the spaceship. And I thought that I was scared because I knew who they were from Day of the Daleks, but I don't think I had seen. I don't think I saw Day of the Daleks until it was repeated. After the September after Frontier in Space was on, they repeated Day of the Daleks in a compilation. But maybe I had. I got a feeling I had seen them before, but I thought my first Doctor Who memory was Sea Devils. But I think I'd seen Doctor Who before the Sea Devils. I just remember being scared by the Sea Devil burning through the door in episode 2 of the Sea Devils. It was my first vivid memory of being absolutely terrified, running into the kitchen and saying, it's too frightening to watch on the television. But of course I'd seen it before that because I knew what it was. So I think I had seen the Ogrons.
Frontier in Space still feels like brand new Doctor Who for me, because when we kept repeating them over and over again, we left out all the Roger Delgado stories. And so I didn't get to see Roger Delgado. So I didn't get to see Frontier in Space or Planet of the Daleks until I've been watching Doctor Who for years. And I remember the first time it coming on and being so excited. I still get that emotional thrill whenever I see Frontier in Space.
Of watching one that you hadn't seen in a batch that you'd seen all the others. Yeah.
Like I've still got this amazing thrill that I get with that show. Yeah. I love it to death.
Yeah. So do I. It's often criticised for being discursive and full of padding, but it may be. But I think all the padding works because it's well acted and well shot. No, I adore it.
Doctor, what are you doing?
I'm reversing the polarity of my ultrasonic screwdriver's power source, thereby converting it into an extremely powerful electromagnet.
It's my turn, I think.
Okay. I know these places. Hydrogen plants were all built to the same basic design. The Scott-Bailey principle. I've got an idea.
Would that be Terror of the Zygons?
No.
Well, I don't know then.
You need a hydrogen plant.
Well, he might have been talking about a different form of energy to oil. But
just doesn't make sense. Yeah, no, that's right.
Planet of Evil, perhaps? I don't know.
I think it's Seeds of Doom.
I know these places. Hydrogen plants were all built to the same basic design. The Scott-Bailey principle. I've got an idea. The camera, there's a sort of crash zoom onto Tom before he says, I've got an idea. So we're on the right doctor. A classic early 70s crash zoom, which often signified character has an idea as the camera sort of zooms into their face. Happens a lot of time.
I can't remember that one at all.
Right. How far have you got on your season 13 Blu-ray watch?
I got the first 2 stories. I'm up to Pyramid of Mars.
So is it Andrew's Invasion? No.
I'm so disappointed. Where is this story is set in 2 locations, and possibly a third if you count outside, which isn't outside because it's in the studio.
Brain and Morbius.
It's the Brain and Morbius, yeah. Solon's castle is a hydrogen plant.
Oh, okay.
Of course it is. And so
that's another one we didn't get out here.
That's why the idea, because he knows the architecture of the Scott-Bailey principle of the hydrogen plant.
Who's Scott Bailey?
It doesn't. That probably a friend of Robert Holmes's.
Holmes. Yeah,
It's probably an in-joke. It's that lovely thing that Holmes used to do of throwing in some, a bit of jargon or a name that has the ring of truth about it, doesn't it? You know. And yes, it's the moment when he realises, because he knows the architecture of these places, that there's a duct connecting
of course,
the basement to the top, so the hydrogen cyanide plant. Brilliant, one of my favourites.
I know these places. Hydrogen plants are all built to the same basic design, the Scott-Bailey principle. I've got an idea.
Whose go is it now?
I think it's Phillips.
Pardon?
I think it's Phillips.
Matter.
It's Phillips.
Yeah.
Is it Phillips? Okay, another music cue for you.
Oh no.
Okay. Just a minute. And this could easily go wrong because it's quite difficult, this one. But anyway, I don't care. I'm going to be bold.
Yeah, go on, Dwayne, because I've got no idea.
If I may have your attention, for some time, we've been experimenting with the Mark III travel machine. Details and modifications will be specified later.
You're giving him a clue.
Genesis of the Daleks.
There we go.
If I may have your attention.
Yeah, so what happened there?
I got that one.
Yeah, you did very well.
Oh, you can't hear us, can you?
You stole it from Philip.
No, it's okay.
No, Philip gave up.
Was that reproducing okay?
Yeah, it sounded great.
It was.
Good old Dudley. So Philip got that. Let me just mark that down. Where's my pencil? Okay. What's he laughing at?
Well, every time you move out a shot, it homes in on a face, and it's the pictures behind.
This is brilliant.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, look. There's the faces. Oh no, there's the other face.
Wait, does it go on a different face each time?
No, it just goes to all of them. It's the same person, so why would it go to a different face?
Well, you're quite right. That's right. Those first four are the same person. After that, who knows? Okay, whose go is this?
My turn.
Doesn't really matter. Dwayne's just getting them all.
Not all of them.
Some scientists believe that their discovery refutes Waldeck's theory that life in the universe is infinitely variable.
Some scientists.
Sounds like Robert Holmes again.
Some scientists believe that their discovery refutes Waldeck's theory that life in the universe is infinitely variable.
I haven't the foggiest idea.
Throwing it over to Philip.
Oh, come on! What's the point?
Well, give
us a clue. Give us a clue.
I'll try and do it. Some scientists believe that their discovery refutes Waldeck's theory that life in the universe is infinitely variable.
Okay, I know it now.
Ah!
You do the voice. I know it.
Let's go on, Dwayne.
It's the Three Doctors.
No.
Oh! Okay, Hand of Fear then.
No, stop it. It's not directed by Lenny Mayne.
Wasn't that the voice?
No, I'll do it again in the voice for Philip. Some scientists believe that their discovery refutes Waldeck's theory that life in the universe is infinitely variable. I've got other lines written down here, but I can't actually read them because I've scribbled it too illegibly.
I mean, I love
okay, a clue is that what I said a moment ago about the Scott-Bailey principle...
Well, it's Robert Holmes, isn't it?
It's Robert Holmes. It's that wonderful thing of finding the right name for a theory.
Yeah. But Robert Holmes doesn't really narrow it down a lot.
Some scientists believe that their discovery refutes Waldeck's theory that life in the universe is infinitely variable.
Now, go on.
Is it Is it the Deadly Assassin?
I'll give you another clue. If I can read it.
Is it Terror of the Autons?
Stop it! Scientists have been amazed at the similarity between these little chaps and our own something species, but I can't.
It is Carnival of Monsters.
It is Carnival of Monsters, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you mean it is Carnival of Monsters, though that's what you've been saying all along?
I already said it before.
Did you? Did he say Carnival of Monsters?
Question.
Yeah, well, a long time ago, but I did
say a different question. Yeah. You can't get a point for answering the right answer to a previous question, which was wrong.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure of the rules.
It is Carnival of Monsters. It's that brilliant dialogue for Vorg. That was my Leslie Dwyer impression.
That was very good.
Who did you think I was doing? You thought I was doing
thought you were
Dr.
doing
Tyler?
Yes, Dr. Tyler. That's what it sounded like to me.
Like it.
It was quite like it.
Some scientists think that their discovery refutes Waldeck's theory that life in the universe is infinitely variable.
This is for Philip, is it?
Yeah.
There's no way out, one character says, and the other character says,
Nil desperandum, Joe.
I thought I'd give you a big clue there.
Okay, so it's a John Pertwee story.
Yeah.
There's no way out. Nil desperandum, Joe.
Is that the Green Death?
Very good.
Hey.
Do you know where in the Green Death?
Nice one.
It's in the mines, isn't it? It's the second episode.
Yeah, it is. It is. They're just about to escape on a cart through very bad CSO.
I love that thing.
Do you? That was when we re-saw them because we didn't see them for donkey's years after they were originally on. But there were certain scenes where I would wince as a teenager, as an adult. Going no, that they were never going to get away with that.
That's every 6 months.
Say again. You what?
You had it every 6 months. That one.
I know.
Round and round we went.
Round and round. You didn't know how lucky you were.
There's no way out.
Nil desperandum, Joe.
And this is for
Dwayne.
Dwayne. Look, Doctor, it's getting dark. Let's get out of here. That could be from anything.
Is it Stones of Blood?
No.
It won't be Stones of Blood. He goes between the Sea Devils and Horrorfang Rock. That's a big indicator.
I certainly go between the Sea Devils and the Horrorfang Rock in terms of being frightened, yeah.
No.
I'm not going to say anything harsher than that.
You mean you're not frightened by Graham, what's his face? Lord Nymon! That's not scary to you? No?
The Nymon be praised! No, strangely enough.
They're not Death of the Daleks, because that used to freak the life out of me.
Death to the Daleks.
Yeah.
No, it's not from Death to the Daleks. But you've got the right doctor. Whose question is it?
Dwayne.
It's mine, but I gave her an answer that I just don't know the answer.
Okay.
I need more clues. Blues clues.
Well, I gave quite a big clue. No. I'm not saying any more than that.
Is that the Sea Devils?
Yes! Well spotted!
Look, Doctor, it's getting dark. Let's get out of here.
On the oil rig. Is that on the oil rig?
It's on the... Yeah, well, it's actually a sea fort.
Sorry,
You've been reading the novelisation, haven't you?
Sea fort. It's an oil rig.
You've been that's in the book, isn't it? An oil rig. I thought it was an oil rig for years because we hadn't.
It looks like an oil rig.
No, it doesn't look anything like an oil rig.
Does it?
Doesn't. No. Isn't it a Napoleonic sea fort? I think it's as old as that, isn't it? Or is it the Crimea? No, it's Is it Crimea?
I don't know.
Crimea River.
Anyway, that'll do.
That's fantastic.
I think Philip caught up. He caught up in the end there, so I think it was even.
There were several more questions, but I'm looking at the time because I know Philip's got to go and rescue his daughter or something.
Eventually.
All right. On that note, let us crawl up out of the rabbit hole and Before we talk about scary stories that we love in Doctor Who, and why we love them, I want to talk for a minute about your recent release, Stephen, that you were featured in, the Halloween box set. And, before we talk about it, I'll throw in a trailer for the whole set.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, Halloween, Sea Smoke, and other stories.
Turn back.
Keep at it, my children! Labour well for our Lord and breathe deep of the holy miasma it gives us in recompense.
I don't like this.
Get out.
You have to hide, or he'll get you.
We were right.
If it manifests into a full nest and that nest scatters...
Allow it into your heart, Connor. Let yourself be saved.
Unless you're scared to walk through the dark streets now.
Danger. Leave.
I have held enough people at gunpoint to know what genuine fear looks like.
What is that thing?
It's a weeping angel.
What?
They've infested the building.
Go no further or suffer the consequences.
We have been looking forward to it for a very long time.
Doctor, what have we been burning? I can tell you one thing. It certainly wasn't kelp.
We are so happy to finally feast.
Leave this place.
Run, 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 run.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
Okay, so that was a trailer for Sea Smoke and Other Stories, the spooky Big Finish Halloween release. And Stephen, your story was featured as the title story on that box. How did you enjoy doing that one?
I enjoyed it a lot, actually. I liked the story. I mean, I liked all the stories we've done, but I liked the folk horror aspect of it. Having been a big fan of that kind of genre of horror stuff, particularly The Wicker Man, and it had a bit of a sort of a Wicker Man feel with crazy Scottish Islanders. It's evoked or evinced that ethos very well, I thought. I haven't listened to it, actually, so I can't comment on the final product. So usually I will do, and assiduously, and take notes on all the bits I thought I was crapping, which is what I do. I go through and go,
That'll be
do that
very
again.
short notes then.
No, they're not, because I sometimes think, no, I over-egged that, or there's too many hesitation, too many heartnalizations in a particular bit, or that you're overdoing that, or whatever it is. But it's great. I enjoy it. That's as much an enjoyable part of the process as anything else. But no, I thought it was an effective story, and it was a nice cast as well, because we had Jeff Rawle
Yes.
as the Reverend Drummond, who was giving a full throttle. I said to him, you're channeling a cross between John Laurie and We're Doomed from Dad's Army, and there's a few ounces of Graham Crowden in there.
No,
said,
it didn't come across. It didn't come across that way. Not that over the top. That's for sure.
I didn't say Graham Crowden in the Horns of Nymon.
Oh, okay.
Graham Crowden gave more credible performances in other things. And he was. I'd worked with him before. We'd done a PD James thing with an extraordinary cast. Robert Hardy and Julia Mackenzie and Alan Howard and Hugh Fraser and Martin Shaw had been in. And I've probably forgotten some of the other actors in it. It was a sort of a luminary cast, and we'd
huge names.
We were filming in just about every sort of medieval monastery in England to create this particular location, where we kept going to different old buildings to do different parts of this very Gothic building. So we were going and staying in Colchester or here or there and everywhere, and staying in hotels. There was one particular night where Jeff and I and various other members of the cast had stayed up very, very late, getting rather lit, to use an old-fashioned word, drunk, and we were both very, very hungover the next day. He had a huge amount of lines to do, and he was going green. But he, being such a sort of spectacularly consummate actor, he was getting through it brilliantly, and it wasn't going to show on the screen. But I could tell what the hell he was going through. I didn't have quite as much to do as he did, but it was nice to meet him again. And can
I just ask Philip if he remembers where Jeff Roll was from?
Oh yeah, what Doctor Who story was Jeff
There's
Rawley?
a trivia quiz for you.
There's two Doctor Who connections.
Oh, there is actually. Yeah.
Well, one to this. Now, what stories?
He was Plantagenet in Frontios.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the one that Jeff was impressed that I knew, because he was talking about how he'd worked with David Bradley several times, and I said, "Oh well, there's one particular one that there you go. There's a clue, Philip. He worked with David Bradley."
Well, then it's the Picard's last story, which I can't think what it's called. No, it's not. Oh,
no, not on Big Finish. Not on Big Finish.
Oh, it's Adventure in Time and
Space. He might have worked with David Bradley on Big Finish, but
Adventure in Time and Space.
Yeah. Did he play Rex Tucker or something like that?
No, he didn't. That was Andrew Wood who played Rex.
No,
Tucker.
he was
Mervyn Pinfield.
Mervyn Pinfield.
Right. Because I went, "Oh, you were Mervyn Pinfield." He said, "You're good." I said, "Well, all sad, possibly."
Bit of both.
Yeah, depending on your perspective. But no, he'd enjoyed doing that tremendously. He was brilliant in it. He's always good, Jeff Roll. Yeah, he was giving good apocalyptic Scottish Gothic horror. And there was a young actor playing the young Scottish lad who I thought he was very good, very natural. And the actress playing Flora Mackay. Flora Mackay was very pleasant. And
it all came across very well. When I finished listening to it, I came away thinking, now that is a good, complete, well-rounded Doctor Who adventure story. It kind of reminded me of Terror of the Zygons, actually, probably the Scottish connection more than anything. But I thought,
well, you're Scottish and the spooky mansion, it's
with the laird and
exactly,
and I thought this is the kind of thing I really love in Doctor Who. It's like the first Doctor meets the Zygons almost, without it being the Zygons.
Without the Zygons,
I really enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, and I enjoyed working. I'd not worked with Ben Kentley before.
How'd you find that working with Ben? Good old Ben
in his Continental Bentley. I enjoyed it a lot. He was good. He was really good. Good director, very good director. And Noga Voga Flashlight, as I call it. They were a good team in the control room. She was collaboratively chipping in without being intrusive.
Was the writer there in the studio on the day? Jonathan Sims. I think he's a.
I don't think. It's funny you said, because I'm not sure if he was.
Because I really enjoyed. This was the first time he'd written something for Big Finish before, and he's well regarded, particularly by Noga in the extras. She was really talking him up.
I remember her saying she'd wanted to work with him, so she obviously knew his work and was a fan. Yeah,
and it was actually his choice to write a story for the first Doctor, because he said it was virtually his Doctor growing up. He grew up in the 90s in the wilderness years.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
He's 95.
I'm trying to explain. Grew up in the 90s with his dad, watching stuff off UK Gold, and that was basically his first Doctor, was the first Doctor. So, he really has a connection to William Hartnell as the Doctor. So, hopefully now he has a connection to Stephen Noonan as the Doctor, because he did a fantastic job with that.
I enjoyed it, but I felt I didn't feel like I was in it a lot. That's a memory of it. I thought, this is sort of quite, not exactly Doctor Light, but sort of Doctor Halved.
You're always present. You're always present in it. That's how it came across. So
it's obviously that there's a strong responsibility I think they have these days to make sure that the companion gets a lot to do, which is good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes with a shorter story, that sometimes feels like I've got a lot less to do than if you've got a longer story, you know.
How do you feel you and Lauren are getting along now as
great.
as a team?
Well, we always got on brilliant. I think we hit it off. You know, the chemistry, to use that strange cliche, never quite understand what that means, but the acting chemistry worked from the word go. You know, that she's a great admirer of her spontaneity. That as I may have mentioned, as may be known, you know, I amend, adjust, change the lines, heartenalize the lines as I call them, and you know, and some actors are, well, nobody's thrown by it, but I think some people are sort of a little bit more alarmed by it than others. But Lauren from right from the start just seemed to relish it and enjoy that the spontaneity that threw up, that she wouldn't necessarily know what I wasn't going to say the line as written, and she's just absolutely brilliant at, I suppose it's a sort of improvisation of responding to what she's given. She's so totally, you know, moment centered.
It would have been very much like that in the TV series. You just had to try with Wim Hartnell.
Exactly. Well, that skin of your teeth, you know, rabbit in the headlights. Yeah. What the hell is he going to say next?
Yeah, and that slight panic you see in the eyes of some of the cast sometimes, thinking, "What's he going to say next?" Oh no.
Well, that's certainly Purvis said that. You know, that you were just constantly thinking, you know, oh God, we're going to have to rescue the sense of the scene. Or the Donald Tosh saying, you know, he'd have to hurry down and hand Peter Purvis a line to say in the next scene so that the plot made sense, because there was some sort of egregious detail which had been left out, which meant the thing wouldn't make sense. But no, she's great. Always great, Lauren. You know, so always a joy to be working with her.
Actually, I would be. Big Finish did a really great job with her, because with the character of Dodo, it's given the character of Dodo a lot more life, which has been good. And yeah, the two of you just play off each other really well.
Yeah, and we always try and, you know, get positioned in the studio so we're facing each other, and that means a lot to me. I know it does to her, that you're actually playing, you know, looking into the actor's eyes. So you're actually sort of doing proper visual acting. You know, obviously that's invisible to the listener, obviously, but it just helps the performances so much. That's at the Sound House. You've got that set up at other locations, like the one near Tunbridge Wells Audio Sorcery. Everyone's in their own little boxes, so you can't do that because everybody's sort of facing a blank wall. But the great thing about acting is you're sort of tending to be standing in a circle, so you know you can react to different people. Which is, just makes it much more fun and interactive.
So, Sea Smoke, fantastic story. The only disappointment I have was the title. I thought it should have been called Kelp with an exclamation mark, and the cover art should have emulated the Beatles for sure. Yeah, Kelp, I need somebody. Agree. All right. Let's move on to our next topic. And Philip, you're going to have to leave us shortly, but I just wanted to mention to you that this is our episode number 249. So there's only one to go, and we've done 250 episodes of the podcast. That's a mighty fine achievement. A quarter of a way to a millennium. There you go. How
many years is that?
5.5, about 5. And you're taking off very shortly to the UK, which is very exciting. You got lots of things to do over there. And I thought I would take the opportunity to take a break too. So this will be our final episode before episode 250, which will be early next year. So I just wanted to mention that and say have a safe trip, Philip.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to catching up with lots of people. And I'm taking recording equipment with me, and I'm taking microphones, because I'm hoping along the way to pick up a few snazzy bits from people as I have meals and lunches and catch up with people and theatre appointments, and
All right. Well, let's talk to you for a few minutes before you leave us. So we want to talk about scary stories in Doctor Who. We've done an episode on scary stories in audio before, so we've covered that long time ago. But what makes a scary television story for you, Philip? Let's hear from you.
It's a combination of things. It's all. I guess it's all about the setup in part. It's about creating a realistic place and then putting people you care about in danger. And so to me, a scary story is characters I care about in a dangerous situation and real jeopardy. And so, it's a character where people that you like are dying, and something. Yeah, it's a bit like a disaster movie. In disaster movies, you always kill off the nice ones, and often the rotten ones survive. In a good scary story, it's everyone's in danger, but often it's good people you're losing along the way as well. And so that to me is and if it gets it right, it's the music, it's the lighting, it's excellent acting. It's really about a director managing to bring everything together with a good script.
Unless it's Horror Fang Rock and everyone dies.
Yeah. Well, that would be what I would count as a scary story. But it's because of the belief. I mean, when Tom Baker says, "I've trapped inside with us," it really is oh, good grief. And, Horror Fang Rock is a perfect example of a story that, as a kid, used to freak me out.
But what would be the scary standout story in Doctor Who for you? I'm assuming it's in classic, but is there one that always sticks in your mind?
The story that first got me, because when I started watching, I came in about episode 2 or 3 of Android Invasion. So the reason why I had to watch Doctor Who again was an episode ended and Sarah Jane Smith's face fell off, and she was a robot, and that freaked me out. But I was in hospital. There's only one TV in the kids' ward. We watched Doctor Who. That's how Doctor Who ended. And the next day I went home, but I had to see what happened next after that episode. So in terms of early on, I mean, I was really enjoying it early on, but the story that really got me was Seeds of Doom. So that was probably the first story in that run where it really scared me.
But do you? Because I always think, people talk about, what was the scary story? But as Dennis Spooner said, television, the effectiveness of television is all about moments. It's about people remember television. They remember that bit where such and such a thing happened. And he said that's true for adults as well as children. There are hook moments that make a program memorable. What were the scary moments for you in Seeds of Doom, for instance? Which are the bits that scared?
Scary moment in the second episode when the door flies open and the creature's just standing there in the snow when they've been in that sort of shady place off the base. So
the generator.
The creature was just there. That was a major freaky out moment.
There's also an amazing sound effect that went with that creature, which I think would have added to it.
The crinoid. And then the other moment was in terms of with Sarah Jane having her arm held down and the eggs, that
cliffhanger of episode 3.
That's starting to open. And I remember being totally freaked out by that. So I mean there's the Keeler starting to be transformed and just begging to be released. And then also the see the weed coming and drowning Scorby. Yeah, so there was actually lots and lots of moments in that for me. Yeah. The next story that would have freaked me out was Robots of Death, and it was Toos and her on her
being
bed
being
throttled
with the POV of that's brilliant. The way Michael Bryant uses the robot's POV there, it's really unnerving, isn't it? So she's being,
and just just that pulsy music running all the way too. Yeah. And once again, Toos, I love Toos. So Sarah Jane, Toos, I love them both. See, Leela, I never felt she was in danger because I think she was too strong. So
that's interesting. There wasn't enough jeopardy because she could handle herself.
That's right.
Yeah.
And yes, I mean the scene that probably could have been scary was Talons of Weng-Chiang with the giant rat, but the rat was just so unbelievable that it's even as a 9-year-old that took me away from that. And then, as we said,
what about Mr. Sin? Mr. Sin, was he?
Yeah, he was good. I mean, there's little scary bits all the time. I mean, it's more than mention. Actually, more than mention the blood on him when Jacob goes and says there's blood on him. And there's a moment where does he look up or something? I think there's no one else sees it, but you suddenly realise he's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even the ripping off the face. They said that was horror rather than it's a suspense that gets me. Good music, dark lighting, and then putting people I like in danger.
I've got to say that when Leela was being overpowered by the rat, I was far more distracted by other things in that scene rather than her being attacked by the rat.
9, were you? How old were you when you first saw Towns of Ring Chang?
I've seen it many times over the years, many times.
Anyway, we're talking about scary Doctor Who today.
What's the biggest moment for you, Stephen? Biggest moment? Because I've got one. Definitely got one.
Well, the monumental moment is my first memory, which scared the hell out of me, which made me a Doctor Who fan. It's the moment where the addiction began and has sustained forever, which was the Sea Devil burning through the door in episode 2 of the Sea Devils. So
that's another door moment with a creature there, isn't it?
Yeah, there's and that was the one where I ran into the kitchen and I vividly remember my mum was cooking tea and I said it's too frightening. I think that the possibility is that I don't remember anything of the mutants or the time monster because maybe they didn't let me watch it for a while because I was so clearly freaked out.
Yeah.
But it's that being trapped in a room. I think it's just psychologically that concept in itself is being trapped in a room and something you've locked the door, but it can burn its way in, and the hand coming through. It was just so sort of unnerving. Pertwee's ability to communicate threat, jeopardy in his face, the ability to make you think what he was looking at was the most terrifying thing in the universe, and also Katie Manning's ability to communicate our fear, our childish fear. But again, as you say, it's all sorts of things that are combining to make the moment powerful. I think Malcolm Clarke's music was utterly unnerving because it's so uncanny and strange. I always say that, particularly at that moment, as you see the door melting, that music is so sort of intense and aggressive and unrelenting, and it is like a sort of drill boring into your brain while you're on an bad acid trip. So that was the first one.
Michael E. Bryant was the director again. So we already talked about Robots of Death and his direction there. Sea Devils was similarly. And
well,
just as an aside,
he has a penchant or perhaps a fetish for the horror of hands, because there's hands, the Sea Devil hands all the way through the first episode of the Sea Devils. You see the hand coming up over the lifeboat, the hand grabbing the bar of the window, the hand coming in through the burnt hole in the door as a sort of a motif of hands.
The giant claw in the colony in space.
You could throw that one. I was thinking there's the hands of the Exilons in episode 1 of Death to the Daleks. You see that the hand on the rock and the hand crawling across the floor to Elizabeth Sladen in the TARDIS. When she's before she psychopathically beats it to death with the crank handle. And the hand, of course, the hands in Robots of Death, that please do not throw hands at me. That hand that's stuck in the door. It's a very, very frightening moment where Toos is trapped in the room, and the door's the hand stuck in the door, and she whacks the hand out of its socket.
Yep, and if you'd like to go and see a full-length interview with Michael E. Bryant, we've done one of those on our other channel, Blake's.
I haven't watched that. Yes, thank you for reminding me. So that was the first, and so the Sea Devils is of monumental significance. The next one that scared the hell out of me was the Drashig coming out of the mud at the end of episode 2 of the Carnival of Monsters.
Yeah,
and that was the first one I think I saw in colour.
Brilliant sound effect again.
That's Brian Hodgson's last story, isn't it? And it is one of the great monster screams that's the greatest monster scream of all time, and that sells it. I was already sort of having sensory overload because I was watching in colour, but then again, it's Pertwee and Manning together. Their reaction, he's just looking at. There's that wonderful sort of almost stoical O as it's going up. It's not the sort of the real alarm face. It's wonderfully sort of passively frightened, and she's great. Look, and then the Ogron burning through the door again.
They're coming through! The town is too black!
That's a recurring thing with me, that the fear of something coming from the other side. It was the Ogrons burning through the door. And did I remember them from Day of the Daleks or not? I think I did, but I don't have memories of Day of the Daleks until it was repeated later that year. The last one that really scared me, the final and probably the most scary of all, is Noah taking his hand out of his pocket at the end of episode 2, which I saw, which was in black and white for us because we didn't have colour until episode 4 of Friend of the Cybermen, and that was utterly unnerving, and I couldn't sleep that night because I was convinced that the central heating cooling down was Wirren in the attic or crawling on the landing. But it was just that just the moment of him. Oh God, he's turning into one, and the thing totally Brilliant. Compelled by it. That's the final, and possibly the scary, as scary as being scared in the first place by it. And after that, I don't remember being. I just remember being thrilled. My favourite season is season 13. But from that, my memories of that are just being, I couldn't believe how good it was and how we were allowed to watch something that was so clearly, horror film inflected. Things like the burning of Ibrahim Namin's shoulders, that Sarah's face falling. I've got a wonderful moment again. Yeah, the blowing out of Kondo's stomach.
Yeah, well, we didn't get it in Australia. For that reason,
that was edited out, and the whole.
We didn't get it. The whole story was banned.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I love that. I love that.
So we got an hour copy of it later on, but no, the whole story was banned for us.
I just because of course by that time I was 8 and I was able to follow the story, so it wasn't just a sequence of frightening moments. I was following it, loving Tom Baker and the whole Hinchcliffe ethos, and couldn't quite believe something so brilliant was my favourite programme. And that continued through. I rewatched Talons of Weng Chang yesterday, and every time I watch that programme, I'm staggered by how brilliant it is. Apart from the rat, but thankfully the rat isn't in it much. But everything about it, it's so well plotted, it's so well performed, it's so well shot. All the performances. And I'd like to make a defensive statement about people just focusing on one thing. John Bennett's performance as Lee Sen Chang is absolutely superb, sinister and moving as well. That death scene, Chang's death scene, is one of the most moving scenes in the history. But we've gone off the topic of scary. That's just really, really, really good, effective.
But that's what Doctor Who fans do, isn't it? We always go off the topic.
Always tangential, never knowingly sticking to the topic.
No, well, Philip, you've got to go. So it's been wonderful to be in your presence as always, Philip. You have a wonderful time in the UK. I can't wait to see all your adventures and hear about them when you get back and in person, because, of course, we've got Louise Jameson coming in March. You can get all the details for that at sirensofaudio.com. So until we meet again, Philip, farewell.
Yes, I'll be communicating with you, Dwayne. Don't worry about it. I can't go without you. So I'm going to leave.
Until we meet again, Philip. Well, I might. You never know. We might bump into each other in old London town.
I think we can find a way to bump into each other rather than just accidentally bump into each other. Let's make that work.
That would be great.
I'd love to see you, Stephen.
That would be brilliant. That would be brilliant. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I'll see you in a couple of weeks, Stephen. I'll see you
matey.
Soon, Dwayne.
Okay.
Bye.
When you said before about moments, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's exactly what I came into my head. The single moment that caused an actual spine tingle. When people talk about spine tingling, I remember the tingle in my spine, and that is the cliffhanger to episode 2 of Spearhead from Space. And it doesn't even contain jeopardy for the Doctor or the companion. It's a completely
I don't think that's important. I don't think that's important. I think you can quite quickly generate an identification figure with anybody. If the scary factor is big enough, you just think another human being in terrifying danger. You know, you immediately.
I actually find the whole story
empathise.
terrifying. It is an extremely scary story, and there are so many exciting, horrific elements to it. The combination of the sound effects for the Auton in this one, which were different in Terror of the Autons, they were non-existent virtually. They didn't have that whirring sound that I found so terrifying in Spearhead from Space. That's it. There's a shot in episode 2 of the Auton. I think it's Mark Elstob's.
It's the crash.
Part.
It's the crash zoom in the woods on where it cuts. It's when Mrs. Seeley opens the case, isn't it? And
that's right. So the camera just goes straight in on the Auton that's hunting, but the sound effect over the top of it is just someone blowing a sports whistle. It's just the way they mix that together in sound effects and put that with the Dudley Simpson music. It's just so terrifying. The Auton's face moving around with the blank look, absolutely terrifying. And I think those Autons are far more scary than the Terror of the Autons. Not sure why they changed it. Got no idea. Maybe different producer thought we'll try something different. But yeah, so Spearhead from Space is a big one for me. Another one that really stands out as spine tingling for me does involve the Doctor. And I remember the first time I saw and for me it's cliffhangers. So the first time I saw the cliffhanger to episode 2 of the Deadly Assassin, another episode 2 cliffhanger.
Great episode 2.
With Tom Baker's, with the Doctor's foot getting stuck in the train line and the train. And I think it's the way he performs that. He just looks like he's about to tear his leg out in that shot of the Deadly Assassin. And yes, my spine did tingle.
I think is it not also the perennial unnerving quality of gas masks, because the driver of the train's got a gas mask on, hasn't he? That was something that
I don't think the driver of the train didn't have a gas mask. They had just a cloth mask with goggles. But there was a shot of...
Oh, you're right, actually. Yeah, but it was still an unnerving sort of goggled, masked face, wasn't it? You're right, it's not a gas mask, is it?
But there was a shot in that same sequence of a soldier with a horse, with bombs going off all around, and the soldier sort of looking shell-shocked. So, yeah, incredibly scary, that one. What other scary moments for me have there been? They're probably the biggest ones that stand out. Mr. Sin, I always loved Mr. Sin, and I found the Talons of Wang Chiang a story that stood out in my head. So I think shots of Mr. Sin most definitely do stand out in my head. But yeah, they're the biggies for me, the big ones.
Yeah.
But when you think of scary stories as a whole, I think there are probably some stories that stand out. The Daleks, for me, is quite scary. I think the cliffhanger to episode 1 is probably one of the greatest cliffhangers there's ever been.
I think that's probably the scariest Hartnell story, the Daleks. And those Daleks...
Why do you think that is?
I think that first cliffhanger is one of the greatest cliffhangers of all time. And it's the unseen threat. It's the way it's the way the suspense has built up to it. That sort of agonizing, nail biting, slow build up to the reveal of Barbara lost and getting trapped in the lift, and she acts it brilliantly. It's the sound effect. It's Brian Hodgson, the claustrophobia of it, and then suddenly. It's there. We know what it is, but that doesn't get in the way of how powerful it is. Still,
and it's the scream. The scream fades to black.
It's exactly. It's the way it's edited as well, and that's another aspect of the aesthetics of cliffhangers. You know, when they're well edited, and you get that wonderful thrill of going, that's absolutely as I remember it. And Hinchcliffe, on the commentaries, talks about how it was very important for him to be at the edit and the sound mix to make sure that the cliffhanger sting was really loud in the mix, so it came tearing in to add that scaring out of you factor, because the tendency was people would be timid with it, or they wouldn't really think about it, and he'd say, "No, we've got to whack that up to 11." I think it's on the Pyramids of Mars commentary says that, and you notice in those stories when I was noticing in Talons of Weng Chiang that it's and all those gothic horror stories of 13 and 14, they've got that they're so well edited, those cliffhangers, they're so powerful.
Well, I first saw Terror of the
Maloney's
Zygons.
cliffhangers in Genesis of the Daleks are all fantastic.
I first saw Terror of the Zygons on VHS. And that was edited together as an omnibus, so there were no cliffhangers in that.
But that episode 1 cliffhanger is one of the greatest, isn't it?
Exactly, that's the one I was going to refer to. And when I did see that cliffhanger, eventually, it had more of an impact than I'd ever had before. So I think it potentially is the cliffhangers that make Doctor Who the scariest. And I think that's something that the modern series suffers from, not being able to end stories on cliffhangers generally.
Yeah.
So I think that's
very much a part of what made it thrilling. And I remember the anticipation as the episode was progressing of getting more and more anxious. At what point the cliffhanger and that the cliffhanger sting was going to come in and alarm me, and I keep going, oh, is it now? And it was the fact that the sound effect, or the music, in fact, was so scary in itself that you were frightened of it happening. That was an aspect of it. Just how inspired that cliffhanger sting, which is Barry Letts's. That was his injunction to Dealey Doe. He said the music up until that point, he said it comes in like honey. It needs to come in, like a screaming nightmare. And I think her inspiration was the sirens on the wings of German bombers in the Blitz that they used to add to the terror effect of it coming screaming. Which is interesting, watching your Brian Hodgson interview the other day, and he talked about, he grew up in Liverpool being bombed. Dealey Derbyshire grew up in Coventry, which was destroyed by the Luftwaffe. The sound world of their childhood was the sound of the horrors of war, and that informs how adept they were at creating sounds of horror for Doctor Who, And of course, the technology comes out of World War II. The magnetic tape was developed by the Germans, so we get tape technology from World War II. So the sort of that sort of historical significance of that period for Doctor Who, the Daleks being the Nazis, etc. It's undeniable and inestimable.
Well, here's a question for you. Would the Daleks have been as scary if the incidental music was done by, say, Norman Kay, as opposed to Tristram? What about Terror of the Zygons?
He just had the same motif over and over again. It's Tristram Carey. Tristram Carey is, I'm not dissing Norman Kay. He wrote a very good book on a little slim volume on the music of Shostakovich, Norman Kay, because he was a musicologist as well as a composer. But no, Tristram Carey was a sort of genius for Doctor Who. He is very much a part of what's frightening about the Daleks, and it is frightening. And all those sound cues are coming like that sort of backwards,
yes,
sort of cymbal sounds or whatever they are. And the fact that the Daleks themselves, because that sense of them being paranoid, and that's what's sort of fueling their malevolence, the sense of their weird unhappiness is there, and the way that you don't get it in later stories ever again, of the sort of the adeptness of the operators with the arms, the twitching around of the arms, sort of communicating their twitchy neurotic anxiety. because it's wonderful. The arms are just going all over the place and coming in and out, aren't they? I think that the wisdom was that the machinery got knackered quite quickly, so they couldn't do that very much after that story, because it had all sort of seized up or been broken or whatever. But they just, that first shot of them when the camera pans back and they're there, and twitching around, that is again, one of the great Doctor Who moments.
It's kind of why I don't enjoy or appreciate Dalek Invasion of Earth as much, because I just find after the Daleks and the music of the Daleks being so alien and so frightening. I think it is frightening because of the incidental music. And then going to such a contrast in music in the Dalek Invasion of Earth, that is the main reason I don't enjoy it as much as the Daleks.
I actually like the music in Dalek Invasion of Earth, Francis Chagrin. I think there's a sort of a weird low key organ music and a sort of funereal sort of organ music, just one or two notes. I think one of the problems with the Daleks in Daleks Invasion of Earth is the voices aren't as good. I think they'd sort of forgotten how to ring modulate them. It almost sounds like Hawkins is doing it raw, Yeah. But I think I love Daleks Invasion of Earth. I won't hear a word against it, apart from possibly the flying pie crust.
I never watch it with that anymore. I always watch it with the new.
You always replace it. You always replace it. When I first saw it at Longleat, at the famous weekend at Longleat, and the whole audience in that tent erupted in derisive laughter at that point.
Did they?
But which was because it was staggeringly, shockingly funny how bad that was, and nobody had seen Daleks Invasion of Earth, World's End, episode 1, as we all thought it was called World's End because of the Radio Time special. Since it had been on, so it was okay for me because I wasn't disappointed like the people who were 10 years older than me who'd remembered it all as being. Then they saw it for the first time. It must have been a huge moment of whatever the opposite of an epiphany is. It is gutting when an old story that scared the hell out of you, or a moment that scared the hell out of you, you rewatch it and it isn't. When seeing the Ark in Space first time after 10 years, and it not being as I remembered it, and because it had been filtered through Ian Marter's novelisation, and he turned it into Ridley Scott's Alien, and so I'd replaced all my memories of it being that frightening and visceral.
Yeah.
Somebody with Brain of Morbius, Terence Dicks in Brain of Morbius, turns Solon's castle into this great, German expressionist Gothic castle against magnificent battlements, and there's a disused moat, a bridge over a moat, and I'd replaced this in my the actual visuals in mind. So when I saw that again, they did quite a disservice, some of those novelizations of making the stories a little bit somewhat disappointing. But then of course you reprogram and you go, okay, and take the wonderful things in it on their own merits.
I notice whenever I take us back to the black and white era, you kind of drift back forward to season 13. So I want to try and drift back. That's
Sorry
okay.
about that.
That's all right, because there's definitely lots to talk about in season 13.
Yeah.
But I want to get your opinion on the first time you saw, because I remember the first time I saw the 10th Planet, episode 2, where the Cybermen appeared for the first time and spoke. I thought that those Cybermen were utterly terrifying to me. And in fact, all the Cybermen stories I find are very frightening in their own way. What was your opinion on the Mondasian Cybermen?
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to start by talking about the first time I ever saw the Cybermen, and we got to go back to Hinchcliffe, of course, because those of us who were born in the late 60s. So if Pertwee was your doctor and early Tom Baker, so Pertwee and early Tom Baker were your doctor, we hadn't seen the Cybermen. And so
except in Carnival of Monsters.
except in Carnival Monsters, but I don't particularly remember that split second. So Revenge of the Cybermen was our first, and it was so exciting because we had such a build-up, and I'd read Doctor Who and the Cybermen and read the 10th Planet, but no, the 10th Planet hadn't come out by then, but I'd read Doctor Who and the Cybermen by then, I think, and had the Radio Times special, so we'd seen all the photographs and didn't know what the voices sounded like. So the voices weren't a surprise. So I assumed that the Cybermen had always sounded like that. The beacon is ours, etc. This is so strange.
Doctor.
Doctor. It is good. And they're preposterous, really, aren't they? And of course, I do love Revenge of the Cybermen. Not as much as Nick Briggs loves it, but I do love Revenge of the Cybermen. But it was strange then going back and seeing the earlier stories and discovering how utterly terrifying and unnerving the voices were, particularly. But I'm thinking the voices that I found particularly effective are the Moonbase and Tomb of the Cybermen voices. Okay. But another thing was we didn't know for a long time, my lot, that the Cybermen in Moonbase and the Tomb of the Cybermen looked like that, because there were no photographs had been released in any, because there's no photographs of the Moonbase or Tomb Cybermen in the Radio Times special. They're not in the Doctor Who monster book. The first time there was a photo of a Tomb of the Cybermen was in a publication called The Amazing World of Doctor Who, which you could get by getting a certain number of Taifu tea cards, and then you send off for the book to that went with the cards, which is a reprint of the 1976 Doctor Who annual with some extra articles in it. And in that, at the back, was a photo of the Tomb of the Cybermen. So, that was a revelation, and that was sometime in 1976. So round about season 13 time, so about a year after seeing Revenge of the Cybermen. Because that's right. Because the novelisation of Tomb of the Cybermen put, as you must know, they put an invasion Cybermen on the front. Yeah. Continuing the sort of the mystification. I think what struck me most about the 10th Planet Cybermen when I saw 10th Planet for the first time was how uncanny it was, the human hand of when you first see them outside the TARDIS. They just killed one of the base members, and it pans up from the hand, doesn't it, to the face. I think that's a superb shot.
Yeah, it's great.
I think I found the voices and the opening of the mouths a bit more humorous than unnerving.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I found it terrifying.
How old were you then when you said? Was that when the video came out? Or did you see it?
No, I was watching it in the late 80s when it was getting around 1990, I would say, when fans had copies of it going around, and you'd see 10th generation copies with the picture distorting, and that made it even more frightening. Seeing it that way. But I was watching the Moonbase earlier today, and I was mentioning to you earlier that I thought that the animation on that makes it just so watchable, and the Moonbase.
I think it's the best. I think it's the best of the animations for me.
For sure.
The animated stories.
But it's the combination of sound effects, the music. There's that particular Cyberman. Who wrote? Where does that Cybermen soundtrack come from? That's in all those stories that Morris Barry did.
Oh, is it that? Oh, do you mean? You mean the music?
The music, yeah. There's a
space adventure. Yeah. By Martin Slavin. It's just a piece of library music.
And there's another piece of music that they use for the moody parts that was also used in Edge of Destruction. Is that who did that?
That one.
That's the one. That's the one. Because that wasn't Norman Kay, was it? Because it was also used in Edge of Destruction.
No, it's not. No, it's that's all library stuff. So it wasn't specially composed. There's a CD think it came out in about 2000 or something, late 90s, called Space Adventures, which has all those tracks on it, and you can check out who composed each of them. I used to know. Okay, or that one, yeah. No, I'm not sure, but they're all sci-fi library pieces of music from the 50s, late 50s and 60s, and they're brilliant. Yeah, superbly used. Of course, that Space Adventures one is also in Web of Fear, isn't it? And the Yeti attack, which is kind of, you go, hang on a minute, that's not your theme.
And The Shining set of music is in there too.
Oh well, that's Bartok's music for strings, percussion, and celesta, predating, of course, Kubrick's use of it by about 12 years.
10 years, yeah.
10 years, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. But in terms of my favourite Cybermen, and I think scariest for me personally, because I love the sounds in The Wheel in Space. I just find that so...
all that. Yeah, I think...
their voices, because their mouths aren't moving by then, so they've got to move their whole bodies when they talk. I find that's
creepy. Roy Skelton. That's Roy Skelton again, isn't it? Is it always Roy Skelton doing this? He
did the 10th Planet ones, but I think it was Peter Hawkins did the Tomb and Moonbase ones.
Did the Tomb, but then it's Roy Skelton comes back for Wheel in Space. Yeah.
Yeah. You know our ways. You must be... Yeah, I think that's terrifying. But when the Invasion Cybermen speak, they look much more imposing when they don't speak. I found them a little bit, I don't know, high-pitched.
Well, they don't speak. They hardly speak at all. We've mainly got...
the controller.
It has been agreed.
I love
very
that
good,
voice.
Stephen. Very good.
That's Peter Halliday, isn't it?
Have you ever thought of taking up sound acting?
No. Couldn't stand the hours. It's too well paid, It'd spoil me. I don't want a yacht or a helicopter. Or a small shed. The Cybermen. So the Cybermen. What about Earthshock?
Well, they're kind of a different thing altogether there, aren't they? They're not the same as the 60s Cybermen, who were much more emotionless. And I think because of that, they were more scary, I think, than the Earthshock Cybermen. I think the 60s Cybermen were scary. The Earthshock Cybermen are more, I don't know, threatening, menacing.
It's just
rather than scary.
Yeah,
I love the fact that they have the clear part where you can see the mouth move. I think that makes them more horrific and reminds you of what the Cybermen actually are. But I don't find them as scary as the early ones.
We still hadn't seen or heard the early ones, so when Earthshock came along, it was just spectacularly impressive compared to Revenge of the Cybermen on every level. It's just such a well-directed story by the standards of the time that it was thrilling. But we still didn't have previous black and white Cybermen to compare them to in '82.
So would you say that you think, as a season overall, season 13 would be the scariest? Because we were talking about moments, but is it the most, or is it the most season that's most based on horror? Would you say?
I mean, it's undoubtedly the season that's most based on horror, and that was the Holmes Cliffian ethos, and it's at its epicenter there, isn't it? Because it's there isn't quite so much gothic horror in season 14, but it absolutely suffuses all the way through each of those stories. What is the most scary season is a totally subjective thing for every fan, and of course, it depends how old anybody was at a particular time. But I think it's the season that goes out of its way to be scary more than any other. I think that was the predominant aesthetic, and you watch those
unashamedly
stories, unashamedly scary, and Hinchcliffe would often very frequently talks just in terms of the effect that the stories were having. It was about atmosphere, a meaty darkness. He talked more in aesthetic terms than in sort of conceptual terms, or certainly I don't think political content was very interesting to either Holmes or because when Matthew Sweet asks him on the interview, and is it on the season 14 Blu-ray, he said, where did you stand morally? What did you think? And she goes, oh yeah, morally. It's like, why would I even think about that? And then he starts going, yeah, well, that was kind of more Barry's thing. Morality.
Yeah.
Because Barry was into, he's sort of, I don't know if he was actually a Buddhist, but all that, and that, and he was all about, well, how frightening is it? What is the jeopardy? How are we building to the cliffhangers? How compelling are the performances? How meaty is the darkness? But of course, I think there is great profundity, intellectual value, if you like, in those stories, but it's much harder to articulate because it's not about how we're messing up the planet. It's not about the evils of colonialism transplanted into a space colony. It's not about xenophobia with aliens, etc. They don't do that, but there's a lot of brilliant psychological and philosophical stuff between the lines and depictions of mania and evil and strangeness and obsessiveness. And,
it's called clever writing, I think that is.
Yeah, but the content is elusive in terms of analysing it in those terms, because it's so easy to talk about themes in the Let's Dix era because they are, you can talk about the miners' strike and the EEC and these parallels that the writers were putting into it, but it's harder in the Hinchcliffe Holmes era. I think it would be a mistake to think that they were less intellectually or psychologically, philosophically sophisticated. I think they might be more so. It's just sewed better into the narrative and more organically and more invisibly in an obvious way, So you're getting something wonderful, but you can't quite put your finger on it all the time. What it is that's working,
Yeah.
I think it often was it Tom Baker who said if you understand the play, it's no good. That's not saying quite the same thing, but I think if you can just spell out what's interesting about something, that actually makes it less interesting. That's right. It's something Christopher Bailey said. The thing is always thinner than the thing. That the explanation is always thinner than the thing. I.e., the concept is always more interesting than any attempt to explain it, or any attempt that the actual episode or story itself makes to explain it. And I think there I could cite the difference between Kinder and Snake Dance. Kinder is the thing, and Snake Dance tries to explain it, and it's better left elusive. But we've gone totally off topic now.
No, it's interesting because there are scenes in Kinder that are very scary. The dream sequences, for instance, are very, very scary. It's a story I always want to go to and enjoy, and then I come away thinking, what the hell was all that about? But I'm still intrigued and want to go back sometime in the future and watch it again.
But that's kind of what I'm saying. You can't explain it. There's something elusive about it and mysterious about it, which defies explanation. But it's powerful nonetheless. It's also a great credit to Peter Grimwade, what he does with it, because there are moments in like that when the camera travels into Tegan's eye, and again with Peter Howell's music there is fantastic. And that's the value of video technology at that time, that works so well, that travel into the eye and into her unconscious or wherever it is. Brilliantly constructed, that sequence. The music and the sound effects working brilliantly.
Absolutely.
So there we are.
Was there anything else that you wanted to bring up on the subject of scary Doctor Who?
No, it's I'll tell you one of the things that often occurs to me. I regret having been born as late as I was, which is strange because sometimes I regret being as old as I am. But I do wish I'd seen, for instance, Spearhead from Space when it went out, being old enough to remember that, and all, yeah, that there's early, and Terror of the Autons. I think I would have been absolutely terrified by things like the chair that swallows you. The whole, I think both those Auton stories. I know you're a bit less admiring of Terror of the Autons than Spearhead from Space. I think they're both superb Doctor Who,
both fantastic stories. It's just I'm talking purely about the design of the Autons. That's all.
Yeah,
this doesn't take away from the story.
I'd love to have seen those the first time. I'd love to have seen Inferno as a child. Ambassadors of Death is one of my favourites. I would like to have seen the earlier Pertwees. But no, I was very fortunate to get Sea Devils onwards. And
living in Australia and growing up in the 70s and 80s.
You got them all.
We were able to get Pertwee and Baker as children and as at the ages we were supposed to see them, and they certainly left an impact. I saw much more of the older things than I did of the more recent things, or the things that were being released at the time. I didn't see Peter Davison stuff till years later, strangely enough.
Yeah. Well, that's the famous letter in the Doctor Who Monthly, I think it was still at the time, of the fan complaining, the Australian fan complaining about, here we've got another repeat of Talanda Weng Chang and we want to see the new stuff. And all us lot going, never mind the new stuff. You get to see Talanda Weng Chiang, or moaning about Planet of the Spiders and Talanda Weng Chiang. We would have sold limbs, organs to see those episodes. And of course, then when we did start seeing them, it was pirated Australian copies from ABC.
They were going backwards and forwards.
Yeah. So it's difficult to equate what was scary before your time, But I would really love to, like Mark Elstob, remembers how scary Web of Fear was, remembers how scary all sorts of things with foam generated monsters were in all those stories,
I think Mark was telling a story when we were speaking with him about the advert that came on after The Enemy of the World for
Yes,
Web
he
of
remembers
Fear.
that vividly. He said because he remembers it being particularly unnerving. Troughton talking to
the audience.
If you get your mum, hold your mummy's hand or whatever it was,
Very interesting, because I was listening to the audio CD of the Web of Fear the other day, and it's on the end of it. That ad is on the end of the audio version, and reminded me of Mark telling that story. And it would have been very creepy.
Yeah. So yes, I think a lot of that Troughton stuff would have been very powerful. I'd love to have seen those early Cybermen stories. Tomb of the Cybermen, Web of Fear, Fury from the Deep. That's when that clip surfaced of Mr. Oak and Mr. Quill.
Amazing.
I remember because Mark had that, whatever that was on originally. It was on a VHS, wasn't it? The Missing Years. Was it with the Ice Warriors? I think it was on the VHS of the Ice Warriors, wasn't it? That documentary. Yeah, that documentary where that clip surfaced.
Okay.
Was I think it was on the box set of the Ice Warriors, and Mark had got it and came round with it, and he said, "There's a clip in this." He said, "I think this is the scariest Doctor Who scene ever." And it is
pretty scary.
And
it is pretty scary.
Wow, that is deeply unnerving. Yeah. Yes, I'd love Fury from the Deep to come back. It'd be great to see some of that.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think after the Daleks, what are the other scary Hartnell stories? I don't think Hartnell stories are ever as scary as the Daleks.
Let me think about that for a moment.
As a person who didn't watch them until a lot later.
I think you could be right. I found
there's
quite a few stories that I find.
Edge of Destruction is sort of psychologically unnerving, but it's not sort of kid scary, is it?
I find stories unnerving, like The Rescue. I find unnerving, but then again, there's Tristram Carey's music in that, which adds to the atmosphere of The Rescue. So I love it for that. Well, apart from, is it Ray Bennett? Australian actor?
Ray Barrett.
Barrett, that's right.
Yeah.
I find there's a sequence in The Time Meddler where the Doctor is drinking some mead and he's listening to the monks chanting at the monastery just before the record player slows down. And
I know the bit. Yeah,
I think it's a very atmospheric, moody as well, which is
it's
a little
atmospheric.
bit creepy.
It's got mystique, but it's not actually scary, is it? It's got a wonderful sort of strangeness. But
it's slightly creepy, but there's something about monks chanting that is very creepy. Tom Baker will tell you that. But yeah, I can't really think of a terrifying First Doctor story.
I think after the Daleks, nails it, and then after that, it's all sorts of other wonderful things. But it's never scary in the way it clearly becomes in the Troughton era.
So you're a big fan of the Web Planet, aren't you?
Yeah, but not because it's scary. I think I am a big fan of the Web Planet, and it is probably partly to do with Doctor Who and the Zarbi, and having read that book and loved that book as a child. But then watching the episode, because there's a photo in the Radio Times special of the Zarbi, which is clearly a bloke in a pair of tights with what looks like medieval pointy shoes on. In fact, it looks more ridiculous in that photo than it ever looks in the episode, in that still photograph.
Yep.
So we were always aware that the televised episode was going to be probably not terribly convincing. But I don't know. I really, really like it. I like. You see, I like the les structures sonores. Who are the composers of that? That Verity, of course, wanted to do the theme music originally, and they're also the composers of the music for. It's all library, of course. It wasn't especially for Galaxy 4, and I like. There's a particular sort of eeriness to that music.
You're right. There is,
and. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any problem at all with the Web Planet, and I think Catherine Fleming, who does the voice of the Animus, that's one of the top eerie, scary Doctor Who villain voices. Just really, really sort of chilling and haunting and threatening, without pushing it too hard. She's so laid back in her malevolence. It's brilliant. Great voice, that
absolutely.
So, yeah.
Thank you for coming on and talking to us about.
Well, I'm glad I've ended with a defence of the Web Planet. That can't be a bad thing, can it?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It was one of those stories I watched on a pirate copy as well, in 10th generation, and it was probably 20th generation because it was barely visible on the screen, and it was so weird watching that. Not much different from when it actually came out on video, to be honest.
But it's the only story where they've deliberately tried to make the picture crapper than it would have been anyway, isn't it? by deliberately smearing grease on the lens.
It's an interesting technique. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
that was Richard Martin, wasn't it?
He gets a terrible press, Richard Martin. I think he's a far better director than people give him credit for.
Is that what you think?
I do.
You can think
I do. I'll say no more than that.
All right. What can you tell us about what's coming up for you? Anything happening on the horizon?
I just have to leave it as a huge, huge surprise. I think you know more.
Don't we have a new story coming out?
Oh, yeah, we're allowed to talk about that. This is the Annika Wills one.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beware the City of Illusions.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah, which is terrific. And
you had a good time recording that?
Great time. One of the best. I think, one of the best chunks of 3 days of all. Of thoroughly, and I think Nick agreed as well. No, we had a great time doing that. It's a really good script, really
excellent,
a top-notch work all round. I think so.
So that's coming out in March. I'm looking forward to.
Is it?
To hearing that.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
They pushed back a little bit. Your stories were coming out in January, the last few years. But I think they pushed it back a couple of months.
That was because I was busy and I had to record it later than we would have done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, voila.
Very good. And thanks for coming on for the final episode of 2025 for the Sirens of Audio.
I'm delighted
because
to be
I'm taking
here.
a break.
What a joy and a privilege. Yeah. Well, good. Well, enjoy the break, but we shall no doubt speak anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
In the meantime, always a pleasure. Always a joy to speak to you and Philip, Dwayne. I'll see you soon.
Very good. Thanks, Stephen. Take care.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
This has been the Sirens of Audio with our guests Stephen Noonan and your hosts Philip Edney and Dwayne Bunny. Theme music by Joe Kramer. Catch up with all the latest info, including news on our live events at sirensofaudio.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our brand new podcast, Blake 7, The Way Back. Thanks for listening, audiophiles. We'll hear you next time.